got me a brand new aqua pump. And mine was leaking just a little bit. And I've always wanted to add a coolant filter to this, and I saw this water pump right here on Diesel's site. Now it comes as a bare cast iron, as you can see right around there. And since I didn't want a piece of hunking rusted metal hanging off the front of my truck, I decided to go and paint it that pretty cobalt blue. Only because it said it's new on the can. I want my truck to run like new, so I figure I'd get new paint, you know, to run better. Anyway, so this allows you to put a coolant filter on it. It's actually an international pump that they somehow figured out how to work on this Ford truck. It comes with a new lower hose and whatnot. Anyway, I want to get it installed and kind of show you what it looks like on the truck. It comes with all new hardware and everything. So anyway, let's get it on there, and I'll show you what it all looks like when we got it on the truck. All right, so here it is on the truck. It's all new hardware, but you see the one bolt that's missing right there? Here's the first modification I had to do. Notice I kind of had to round off that corner. It took me all of 30 seconds with just a hand file to round it off, so I can then get this harness back here, loop back in it, get the bolt back in it. But I wanted to show you all that real quick, that so far that has to be modified. Now I still got to put the lower hose on and get my heater hoses all attached and whatnot, and I'll show you all that in a little bit here. But hey, so far so good. All right, so here we are under the truck. You can see the water pump. Yeah, I had to paint the pulley too. But right there's where your lower hose is going to go in at. And you can see it is not a straight shot right there. So that's going to be the next modification needed. Those are your battery cables going down to the starter, and your ground cable right behind it. So I think I can just bend those out of the way just a little bit, and then be able to get this lower hose on here. That's the lower hose right there. Hold on, I can't back up no further. Bam, backed up. But real nice looking hose. Comes a little barb fitting there, so you can attach your factory Dumaflachi right here coming off your bottle. But yeah, I'm gonna bend that bracket right there out of the way. Wish me luck. And then we should have clearance in order to get that hose on there, and then reattach that right over there to the bottom of your radiator. All right, as soon as I get this done, I'll be right back with you. Now, originally you got this heater hose that went in the top of the factory pump, and it says here in the instructions that you got to kind of reroute and modify that heater hose right there. So you're gonna end up cutting off roughly about yay much. I hope to see a nice straight cut there, because I'm good like that. And you had to install, I don't know if you can even, somewhere down in the depth, there it is. You had to install a brass fitting on your pump. Right there it is. And so you're going to reroute that heater hose to there. Of course, this comes with all new hose clamps and everything else. Let's make sure you route your hose in a way where it's not rubbing up against anything. You know, these hoses, they kind of form memory over time, so it don't like to be routed somewhere it don't want to be. But you can kind of see there with the, I want to show you how the lower hose looks after it's on. I said new hose clamps and whatnot. Bam. But looks nice, nice looking hose. Clears everything. Fits good so far. So let me get this heater hose attached here real quick, and we'll go from there. All right, folks, my last little high performance goodie here I wanted to show y'all was this modification you can make to your heater hoses. And what this does is this ties in right over there. That's where your factory max air vacuum accumulator solenoid, I don't know what the heck you want to call it, thingamabob. Anyway, that's the solenoid back there in your firewall. There's your heater motor. It controls your max air, and it's vacuum operated. So when you switch it over to max, it comes right out of this hose right here. And unfortunately, my original one had seen better days, so it's gone the way of the dodo. So I had to do a little bit of minor surgery here to the harness to fetch just a little bit of fresh stuff there. Anyway, this comes with this vacuum hose, couple of clamps, and what this will do when you switch it over to max air, this will pull right here and shut coolant go into your heater core. So your heater core won't be hot when your air is running. And in theory, your AC will be cooler as a result of that. I'll let you know how this works out. Anyway, since I had the cooling system drained, so I went ahead and made that modification. Comes with that little T, all the vacuum hose you need. And the only thing I didn't like is right here on that T, as you see, this end right here, it's a little big for that hose, but yeah, we made it work. It's okay. It ain't pretty, but it should work just fine. But anyway, we're gonna see how this works come this summertime, and I'll report back somewhere in the comments below and let you know how it does. But that was that last modification. My heater hose, I decided it's the other one's the one I didn't cut, but I ran it up here behind the battery cables. Oh boy, and it's getting dark. You can hardly see anything right now. Let me see if I can shine some light on the subject here. No, maybe not. Well, you can kind of see it right there. If I can ever get this light to shine down. Ah, you get the idea though. There it is, running up yonder way. So you got plenty of clearance there from that pulley. Nothing's around it. Let's see if I can hold this thing just right and shake you around all over the place. And oh, see if I can see this from a vantage point that I can't even see. I don't know, I can't see the video. Maybe y'all can see something there. Anyway, there's plenty of clearance is all I'm trying to illustrate all up around this pulley here. I originally tried to go kind of right down through this area, and that wasn't working out so well. It was too close for comfort to me, but just routing it around those battery cables over there, and it seemed to work out just fine. And there's my little modification while I'm doing all this stuff. There's that. There's a water pump looking all nice and pretty. New thermostat housing. This comes with a 205-degree thermostat, by the way, in this kit. High performance, running hotter, supposedly better efficiency and whatnot. We'll see how that does. I do like the coolant filter option though. Now those are blank filters. They're not SCA charged or anything like that, but I get my hand on some of them. Said you want to change that first one out after about a month of running it or so, and it comes with 3 in the kit, so that works. Yeah, but now I can go ahead and put the belts on and get my fan and shroud back on it, and upper hose, and this little doodad hose that comes off the side over here, I can get it back on and fill it back up with coolant. And I got the stock nozzles ordered, so I'll be building the injector as soon as that shows up, and I'll show you along with that process, and maybe we'll get this thing fired up here soon.